Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Fogartyville on this beautiful Monday evening. We're glad you're here with us and joining us for our amazing singer-songwriter series. It's been an awesome series. It's been ongoing, and we're excited for tonight and excited to have you here. If this is your first time here at Fogartyville, we want to wish you an extra special welcome. We're glad that you're here. 96.5 WSLR local low-power radio station is right next door, if you didn't know, and it's connected here to Fogartyville. And we have world-class talent, like you're going to see tonight, all year round, but especially here in these early months of the year in January and February. So we'd love for you to check out our schedule. We have all kinds of musical acts. We do film screenings and all kinds of different events in here. So check out our schedule and what we have going on. I think we have over 20 shows happening in the month of January and almost another 20 in February. So there's quite a lot going on here, and we're really busy. And we're really excited to have our guests joining us this evening, and the reason that you're here for our singer-songwriter series. So I'm going to introduce our host for the evening, and then he's going to introduce a couple other very special guests that we have for you tonight. So tonight, our host has graduated from the Berklee School of Music and is the founder of the Everyone Rocks Music School here in Sarasota. Many of you know him and are here to support him, and we're very excited to have him. Please welcome to the Fogartyville stage, Mr. Gene Hodgson.
Hello. My name's Gene. So I'm about to plug in my guitar. Hopefully that's okay. We don't get any. Okay. Oops, hold on. All right, I'm in. Thank you. So I've never hosted one of these before, so I'm not really sure of the protocol of everything, but I guess I'll play a song, and then we'll get Noreen and James up here, and then I guess we do it in the round, and we'll ask questions and go from there. Does that sound good? Okay, thank you. So it has been a hot minute since I've done any originals, and so this is I had to actually practice the originals to get to get my stuff, to get it all ready. So where are we here? Originals. There we go. Because I teach all day. And then I teach. So I have a music school called EveryoneRocks.com, and I do private lessons. We do private lessons, and then we also have like a rock band program where we get people of usually it's kids, but I'll say all ages, and put them in bands together and perform around town and around the community. We've even done it here twice, and it's a lot of fun. It's just I wish something like that existed when I was a kid. Probably like a lot of you guys, you just went to your lessons and then you went home. And that's probably why most people quit piano. And so, because it was just like a chore, and your parents made you do it. But I think when you can put kids, or people for that matter, because music is such a communal thing. And I think when you are just going to your lesson by yourself and that's all you do, I don't know, it misses the main point, I think, of, why we have music to begin with. So, anyhow, I'm going to play a song that was co-written by myself, a buddy of mine named Andrew Beck in college, and my buddy Alfonso, who I played in the Spark Notes with. It's an easy song, and so that's why I'm starting out with it. The song's called Sorry, Rosina, and it goes like this. Sorry, Rosina, I didn't mean to lead you on, but you were so beautiful, and I loved to turn you on. Sorry, Rosina, I didn't mean to turn you on. Since I've got a girl that I love so much, and I knew it was wrong. Ooh, ooh, mm-hmm. Sorry, Rosina, I didn't mean to lead you on, but you were so beautiful, and I loved to turn you on. Ooh, 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 uh-huh, mm-hmm, uh-huh, mm-hmm. Sorry, Rosina, I didn't mean to lead you on, but you were so beautiful, and I loved to turn you on, and I knew it was wrong, so for you I wrote this song, para ti esta canción. All right. Thank you. I guess we can get our guests up here. We need entrance music. I don't know what good entrance music is, but we need some entrance music. Okay.
Where's our sound guy? I can't see.
He's over there.
All right, I'm gonna plug this one in. It's plugged into the. Okay.
How's everybody doing out there? Good. Did you want to start a song?
Doesn't matter.
Sure.
Here we go.
If you have anything easy that you want leads or accompaniment on, just let me know.
We can do this in D.
D?
D.
Do I need to use a capo?
I'm going to use a capo for you to do it, so I'll use capo and C. All right. Whew. When I was younger, people said to me, remember this up there, better. This journey we call life, hold on tight to the friends that you make. You don't know what life will throw your way. That Jesus is coming to take his children home. All those hopeless sinners no more will roam. We'll if he's coming, I hope it's right away. For I'm being swept away, swept away, swept away. Like driftwood on a current, I'm swept away. Someone throw me a lifeline, pull me to the shore, for I'm being swept away. Is a thief, it steals from us all. We must do our best just to keep moving on. For if we work together, the cause of love won't fail, and we will not be swept away, swept away, swept away. Like driftwood on a current, I'm swept away. Someone throw me a lifeline, pull me to the shore, for I'm being swept away. Well, I had 3 verses that were completely written at this time. And I went to a folk festival and pitched my songs, and no one really took the song. And I went home and I was kind of despondent, I guess. And I went to one of our family get-togethers. And you know those family get-togethers where people sitting around there laughing about, yeah, you remember when you did that? Oh my God, I remember that. And there was that time in the conversation where there was that pregnant pause, where you looked around the table and you noticed that everyone was happy, they were healthy, and they were there. So at that moment, I excused myself and went out to my pickup truck, and I wrote down this last verse. The world it spins through this universe, all alone and unafraid. We must hold close the ones that we hold dear, lest they be swept away, swept away, swept away. Like driftwood on a current, I'm swept away. Someone throw me a lifeline, pull me to the shore, for I'm being swept away, for I'm being swept away, for I'm being swept away. Thank you.
Awesome. So when did you write that?
That's about at least 6 or 7 years ago.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and it was fun.
Cool. So you had 3 verses, and you played it with the 3 verses.
Yeah, I would. What we did, we go to the Florida Folk Festival, and I knew some of the people that wrote their music, and some of all the people that didn't write their music. So I would spend the whole year writing stuff, and then when I go to the festival, I would say, hey, man, how you doing? They'd say, hey, what's up? I'd say, what are you up to? And I'd pull out my guitar and back him against a tree and start playing music at him. And this is new. This is new. This is new. And they go, after a while, they start to avoid me. You know.
Now, were these people that you wanted to play your songs?
Right. Yeah. It was my crude way of actually marketing my songs, and we were still friends after the fact. But their initial look on their face was, "Holy crap! He's not going to go away."
And I guess how did that song come about?
I am a big fan of Ramblin' Jack Elliott and Pete Seeger and Cisco Houston and people like that, and now the new folk that's been coming out, Hollow Coves and some of these other amazing bands. They kind of slide into that, and I just it's ever since I was a kid. I started out listening to Black Sabbath and stuff. You know, just all that stuff kind of. It's funny how that stuff will just fade away, and then what you really are interested in stays.
Stays with you.
Stays with you.
Yeah. Have you recorded that song?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I've had that song recorded. I've recorded it, and I've had it recorded by at least 7 or 8 people.
Oh, nice. So other people have recorded
Yeah,
it.
in the Florida folk community.
Oh, cool.
And for a while there, I don't know if Bob Patterson still does it, but he used to play it at the White Lion in St. Augustine.
Oh, nice.
Every Sunday. And he told me, well, I'm playing your song every Sunday. And I was like, great. Why don't work some checks? But it's fun also because as long as he was there, I could go over there and at least sing one song in the White Lion. So
that's cool. And is there like a place, like if people wanted to hear it?
If they wanted to hear it as like the recording of it?
Yeah, if they wanted to hear a recording of it.
I have not been able to re-record it, but I have a website, and that I will be getting back into the studio at least at the end of March, April, to put in new songs and revamp my persona.
Okay.
Is that right? The media webpage stuff, and I'm trying to get with the 21st century, and it's tough.
Yeah, I still struggle. Yeah, I still struggle with it. I don't know. They change everything so much, and like you get used to some sort of platform or whatever, and then you like kind of get out of it for like a year because like just life gets busy, and then you go back and you're like, I don't know how I have to relearn.
And then
all
you
of this
sound like your
again,
dad going, "Dag nabbit, it worked last time."
Exactly. They over-engineer things. It's like, it works fine. Like, just leave it alone.
Just leave it alone.
Apple Music used to be great, and then I can't even find my library anymore. I don't know where anything's at, and it's just
Annoying.
Do you want to play a song?
Yeah, and it's called pay to play now.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You gotta like pay everywhere to put your music. It used to be you could put your music and people could listen to it.
Yeah. Although, but now, what's nice for better or for worse, you can I can send you a link and it's like, oh, here's my song.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's I don't know. It's interesting, like teaching kids and stuff, because I feel like it's almost too easy to get, and so as a result of it, there's no, I don't know. You don't see like back in the day, like I don't know. I'm thinking about, I used to be Metallica and all those bands and stuff. I still like them, but I know when the Black Album came out, like there's just a line. There's blocks, or and just like nowadays, the new album, it's on Spotify. I don't know. I feel like it's just like it becomes like a side thing. I don't know.
Right,
More
and they're
than
not buying whole albums anymore. They're buying a song.
Yeah, they're buying a song
Yeah.
and just kind of, I don't know. It's
kind of makes you
different.
want to put more into that one song.
Right.
So
I don't know. The whole, like we were talking about, like how do you make a living with songwriting? It's get it in a movie. That's
Yeah,
what I would
that's
say. If you can
right.
get it in a movie, get some sync licensing royalties.
Yeah, Disney, please discover me.
But
Yeah.
I know, like when we had CDs, like you can't even give CDs away. It's like no, thanks. I'm giving no, I don't. So what do you want to play?
Well, I'm gonna play on the ukulele for the first song, and then the rest will be on the baritone ukulele. It's a little deeper, but I'm gonna play you a song that I wrote because I wanted to I was supposed to give a song to Tampa Bay Ukulele Society for one of their compilation albums. And they wanted my song, It's a Ukulele Day, and I knew that was going to be a big song, and I do have people around the world playing that song. A band who won Italy's Got Talent, Ucas and Fabula, they took the song and rocked it, and I had to go to Nashville, join ASCAP, do the whole thing. I am Noreen Mungo Publishing, because they said then there was no other Noreen Mungos with my spelling, so they chose that as my publishing name. But so it was really cool that out of all the years of writing music, it took the little ukulele song to have everybody say, what else you got? So I didn't want to give that song to Tampa Bay Ukulele Society for their compilation album, because I wasn't going to make any money on it, and I didn't want that going out there for free. So I told Vinny, God rest his soul, I told Vinny that I'm going to write a song that I hate. Now, no ego here. When I finished the song in like half an hour or 2 hours, it was very short. Normally it's weeks or years. And I finished it in that same day. So when I finished it, I looked at my husband and I said, dang. I said the D-A-M word, though. I said, dang, I don't want to give him this one either. So, but I have a lot of Florida folk friends that are here tonight. Jean Hewitt, Jan, and probably some more of you that I don't recognize because I've been gone for many years. But this is one of my Florida songs. And I was trying to write 1920s ukulele style. All right, so are we on? You're on. Oh, I can't hear it in the monitor at all. It's not in the monitor?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Down in Florida, on the sugar sand beach with the one I love, we'll play our ukuleles and sing ukulele lady just like the days of old. You can hear the waves keeping rhythm to the beat as the cajones play. With our little ukuleles we can get away from it all. And when the moon shines bright, lights the sands up wide, we can sing our love songs all night long. But when there's just starlight, we'll still play our ukes all night. We might stop for breakfast at the break of dawn. Down in Florida where the palm trees sway with the breeze above, me and my baby gonna fall in ukulele love. And here was a horn. You can hear it on SoundCloud. And when the moon shines bright, lights the sands up wide, we can sing our love songs all night long. But when there's just starlight, we'll still play our ukes all night. We might stop for breakfast at the break of dawn. Down in Florida where the palm trees sway with the breeze above, me and my baby gonna fall in ukulele love. Me and my baby gonna fall in ukulele love. Me and my baby gonna fall in ukulele love.
Nice.
The song I tried to hate.
That sounded awesome. I like it. So you said there's 2 guys in Italy that did that one?
3, and
3.
it's a band. They're called Ucas, U-K-U-S, Ucas in Fabula, like, and it means Ukes fabulous or something. And but his name is Denk is the last name, D-E-N-C. Contacted me and said, we heard your song in Greece, because apparently some people went on a Greek tour and went to Madrid and stuff for the big ukulele festival
Yeah.
over there. And they got up and performed it at an open mic. And this band happened to be there performing, and they ran up and said, "What is that song? And where can I find that person that wrote it?" So it's just so weird that, and then they put it on YouTube and sent it to us after they put it on YouTube. And it came in the day before World Ukulele Day, which I was running our first festival up in Dunedin, World Ukulele Day. And I showed it to Vinny, and he just like started crying. He literally got teared up, and he said, "Wow, they took our song and they did it. They rocked it."
Cool.
So anyway,
That's awesome. So, how did it end up at the ukulele day? Who played it for them that they could even hear it?
it was Karen Erico, and she was on a. It was like it's called Olive Something Tours, and a whole bunch of them went over. They wanted to go to where the ukulele really comes from is Spain and Portugal.
Oh.
And what they did is it was the brigata and the macheta, and so the ukulele and the baritone were what the Portuguese played on the ships because they couldn't bring their big guitars. So they broke the guitar up into two pieces. If you hit your fifth fret in a nut,
Yes.
okay, that is this tuning. Watch, play now. Go like that.
Yeah.
So it's just part of the guitar. There's no big mystery about the ukulele. And the baritone is exactly your 4 strings up here.
Oh.
Yep.
Open. Oh, nice.
Yes. So it's just parts of the guitar. But when they arrived in Hawaii and they were playing their flamenco, Spanish type style, the king of Hawaii, he looked at that and he said, looked in his language, he said, "Oh, jumping fleas. Their fingers look like jumping fleas." Jumping fleas in Hawaii is ukulele.
Huh.
And that is why you'll hear people say, well, the ukulele or ukulele, we call it in America ukulele, as that's just the pronunciation. And I don't know if that's a real word, but I say it that way, pronunciation.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's like, that's why how I write books too. I don't care. But that was, they feel like we have culturally appropriated the ukulele. And I'm like, I love you, man, but you appropriated it from the Portuguese first. So if anybody's got a gripe, it's the Portuguese. So anyway, right?
So the person who brought over them, you obviously showed her the song, or she heard it.
Yeah, she lives and she's part of Tampa Bay Ukulele Society.
Okay.
And so I was doing the song. Originally it was called "It's World Ukulele Day," and I'm just going to do a little bit of it, okay, real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now I wasn't going to do this one, but I have a lot of friends that say, well, why wouldn't you do that one? That's the biggest one, but. It's a ukulele day, so pick up your uke and play. The world sure needs to smile. Put thoughts of war and hate away. They will lead your heart astray. Just strum with me a while. It's just a silly notion, but like the great big ocean, this music touches every land. Let's cause a big commotion. Let notes be your emotion. Let's put a uke in every hand. It's a ukulele day. Hey, hey, it's a ukulele day. Hey, hey, and it goes on from there.
Nice. I like it.
So it went around the world.
I like it. Awesome.
And people are sending me videos of them doing it in their clubs and stuff. So it's getting kind of cool.
Awesome.
Like,
And if people want to hear you, do you have a recording of that?
yeah, and I'm on SoundCloud under my name, spelt correctly, Norine Mungo, Mungo, just like Mungo Jerry. Not Mongo, not Mongo, Mungo, Mungo.
Who's Mungo Jerry?
Slanderous. Wasn't that summertime or something in the summertime?
Oh yeah, in the summertime.
Yeah, wasn't that him?
I've done that. Yeah, that's
right?
right. Okay, I know who that is. Do you want to play a song?
I'm always up for playing a song. This is a song that had a friend who decided he asked me to come up to Nashville and be a star, and obviously that didn't happen. I was sitting in the place called the Douglas Corner Cafe, which was a small cafe. It was a nicotine-stained booths, and people were too lazy to decorate, so they just painted everything black, And, but on that stage, Hank Jr. had played, and Guy Clark, and they had all been through there, and I was kind of depressed that I hadn't become a star. So I was near my birthday, and I took my guitar out, and I sat on the stage, and I wrote this. Was the beginning of this song was right there. I believe it was in Nashville, summer of '63. When I last saw you alive, you were standing on Union with a guitar in your hand. You were trying to flag a ride. The years have come and gone since those early days, and those memories make me smile. So roll me another song now, Maggie. I feel something coming on. A few more miles to go with nothing else left to show, but just another traveling song. Whiskey and cigarettes, no remorse and no regrets. Yes, I'd do it all again. But the road has worn me down. I still hear that sound of the highway call me home. The years have come and gone since those early days, and those memories make me smile. So roll me another song down, Maggie. I feel something coming on. A few more miles to go with nothing else left to show, but just another traveling song. Where there was that night in Buffalo, the temperature was 10 below, huddled in a little room upstairs. We talked all night till dawn, and sang those silly songs with a single bed to share. The years have come and gone since those early days, and those memories make me smile. So roll me another song now, Maggie. I feel something coming on. A few more miles to go with with nothing else left to show, but just another traveling song. Just another traveling song. Just another traveling song. Thank you. Thank you very much.
That chorus is dynamite.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you very much.
It's like, I mean, I don't mean to sound bad, but it's. I love a good hook, and for me, it's
Yeah,
just
it can stay
it's.
with ya.
And I hate to say hooky, but I like it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Who's Maggie?
Maggie is. I went over to a fellow by the name of Jack Kelly, who was a guy who had toured with John Prine, and he had a dog, and the dog. We sat up all night long drinking beer. We were going to write a song. We sat up all night drinking beer and getting crazy and stuff, and he accomplished absolutely nothing. So I'm sleeping on his couch, and the dog had the coldest nose in the world. And would always find the most exposed part of your skin, and he would rub his nose, and you go like, oh, holy crap, you know, and you say, okay. The dog would have to go out to pee, so you'd let it out to pee. And you say, well, I'm awake. I might as well look at this stuff. So I looked at it, worked on it. So by morning I had a song, so I thought the least I could do was name it after the dog.
Oh, nice, nice. So did you write that song in '63?
No, I wrote that about 6 years ago, something like that.
Oh, okay.
6, 7 years.
I just heard the date of '63.
Yeah, I know. Well,
and
that was his song. His job in Nashville was to be a staff writer, and he said that at the time he would co-write with other people, and they would all go out to get high and smoke some pot, and so their code word was, "Let's go roll a song." And then they'll disappear, and he says that most probably explains the quality of country music in the 60s. I said, okay, that sounds good to me.
I love it. That's awesome. Let's see. So you wrote about 6 years ago?
About 6, 7 years ago, yeah.
Cool. And how did the normally when you write, do you start with like the lyrics? Do you have a melody? Do you just noodle?
Well, this was one that just it started just cascading down because I was feeling kind of depressed that I had spent pretty much my life savings to get in a plane and go to Nashville, and then he was in the middle of recording other people, and so I'm like, you know, because he wanted me to move there, and I was like, you're out of your mind. I got a mortgage. That this can't be done. I got a kid and a mortgage, and so it just kind of slowly filtered down.
Okay, so this is all somewhat recently.
No, it was back then, back in 6, 7 years ago.
Oh yeah, well that's what I mean, like recently, like 6, 7 years ago, semi-recent.
Yeah.
You know,
well,
so.
I didn't start writing till about maybe 8, 9 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, all I wrote up to that point was just poems and short stories, and then I would just listen. I wrote all the music I played was Jimmy Buffett and James Taylor and stuff, and then somewhere in the midst of all that, my muse came to my house and smacked me upside the head, and then I started writing these short things, and then it just kind of evolved.
That's awesome.
It's kind of weird. It's kind of ass backwards, but
Who's your muse?
she shows up from time to time.
Oh, okay, all right.
And every once in a while she'll show up and help me out, and then she'll say, I'm going on vacation. I'll see you in about. I'll just show up, and then I'll be out in the middle of somewhere, and I go, oh, that's a good phrase, and you write it down, and she just goes, oh, I told you.
That's awesome. I had no idea that you're a young songwriter.
Yes, I'm pretty much new.
Cool. That's awesome. Wow. You fooled me.
I have that way about me.
That's cool. Do you want to do a song?
Well, I was going to interview you for a second, ask you to tell them how you started out with movie scoring.
Yeah. So, I wouldn't say I started out with movies. I basically, back in the beginning, It's funny, like up here, because my dad's in the audience, and I remember the moment I got into, like, I was a kid I was into music, like but I remember we were downstairs in my grandparents' basement. We were vacationing up there in Wisconsin, and I was listening to the Nirvana Unplugged album. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with that.
Yep.
So it's it's a and now back then is when it came out, and it's kind of a classic now. But I remember listening to like "Come as You Are," and my dad's like, "I think I can teach you that on the guitar." And the rest is kind of history as far as like where I went. And then I was into Nirvana, and then I got really into like shredding stuff. Anyhow, when I went to college and stuff for music,
And what was the college you went to?
I went to Berklee College of Music, and I graduated. So,
Wow.
I don't.
Graduated.
Yeah,
I'm impressed.
I have a degree. And actually, it's paid off with the homeschool kids because they get this PEP scholarship, and it works. So my degree is good for something. And so, and but one of my favorite guitar players is Steve Vai. He went to there as well, and he was into film scoring. I used to play violin too, and so I don't know. I just gravitated towards that, and then I did film scoring for a while after I graduated, and then I was doing that for a couple years. Then I came back down here one February. I'm like, I think I want to. I didn't even think of it as remote work, but it was remote work because I was always working with directors in like L.A. or in New York or something like that. And so I came down here one February, and it was nice and warm. I think I'd had my fill of the change of seasons, and so I was like, I think I'm going to move back down here. And then still kept scoring films a little bit, indie type stuff, and then I just kind of got into the teaching thing, and that eventually that took over.
But it's a beautiful vocation.
I love. I mean, no, it's funny because I remember in college I never really wanted to like teach, and then you start doing it. It's like, oh, I don't know, I like this. I'll actually play you a. Am I allowed? I guess I can play a song. That's funny. Speaking of film scoring, because this song came from a film score I did with a buddy of mine, again with the other song too. His name's Andrew, and he had a friend who was a film student, and he did music for this film, and so it was about like a video store clerk, like back in the day, like a Blockbuster type thing, and just crazy stuff happening at the end of his shift and all this stuff. And so we came up with this song here. It's called Undone. It's funny too with this song is that when we wrote it, kind of had a synthy part to it, and then I completely forgot about the song. I had to reach out to the director because I re-recorded it with the Spark Notes, and we did it more kind of in our style and stuff. But I'll play it here for you and see how it goes. All right, yes. So.
Get the right key?
Well, that's the other thing too. Oh, that's the other thing too. I had to transpose these down for my voice because I don't have as high a voice as my bandmates. So I'm like, I had to do my homework. Here we go. And crumbling bones, as we all know this is not gonna last until the morning when we will lie still. We toil away at this dead-end job we hate to need, but we can't leave, cause there still might be some joy left in our. We waste our time to pass the time. We waste our time to pass the time. We waste our time, waste our time. We waste our time to pass the time. We waste our time, waste our time. Dance while you still can. There's a world out there that's transient, that looks and smells and feels concrete, but history repeats. Oh, what you've done, all a waste of time. I'm telling you, you've got make some new mistakes for once in your life. So you won't be undone when you take your place inside the sun. So you won't be undone when you take your place inside the sun. We are rotting flesh and crumbling bones, as we all know this is not gonna last until the morning when you will lie still. We toil away at this dead-end job we hate to need, but we can't leave, 'cause there still might be some joy left in our lives. So you won't be undone when you take your place inside the sun. So you won't be undone when you take your place inside the sun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I like that chord you ended here.
That chord is highly sus, as the kids would say.
Sus.
Sus.
Sus at the end.
Sussy. Yeah, the song's called Undone. It's on Spotify with Spark Notes and on YouTube. And I think that's the gist of it. Yeah. Who's next? Are you next? All right, let's have you sing one.
All righty. So this one I wrote, if you've been affected by Alzheimer's in your life. No, I turned off everything. Why are you still on? I turned off my phone. Isn't that supposed to turn off too? No? My watch was ringing. Anyway. How do you do that? I don't even know how to turn it off.
Don't ask me. I don't have a watch.
Remind me that's over there. It's an Apple Watch. It's survived. It was very distracting. Anyway, if you've been affected by Alzheimer's in your life with someone that you love, sorry. This song is a little bit, goes all the way there. And this is about my husband's mother. I wrote this maybe about 8 years ago. And it's called Dancing on Stardust. She used to dance with the USO, with the tickets and all, and very chaperoned with their little white gloves on and all. And it was in San Francisco, and there was the Stardust Ballroom. So this goes out to her. Dancing on stardust, she waltzes through life as she rides on the carousel. Round and round she goes. She never notices when the ride's over. She dances on moonbeams through her fields of clover so green. There was a time when she knew your name and you'd both laugh for hours. Time was your friend. Now she gets lost in her days of forever, and she wouldn't know you no matter how clever you'd be. What would you say to her if you had one more day? Your heart is breaking while her mind is wandering free. So you take solace as she goes on dancing through stardust and moonbeams, remembering backwards. These days the ride seems to be going much slower, and soon she will lay down in her fields of clover at peace. Dancing on stardust, she waltzes through life as she rides on the carousel. Round and round she goes. 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 I apologize if there's
Sounded good. Do we want to take a break? Sure. Sounded good. How long did you live with your how long did she have Alzheimer's?
she had it about 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, she started off just, forgetting a little bit, and then it went on to where she was like catatonic and couldn't recognize. The weird thing is, well, look at you all. If you're a mother-in-law, take heed. She was so mean to me for the 50 years. I was with Vinny 51, so actually, no, it's like 40 years ago, whatever. And she was very mean, and I couldn't live up to any of her standards. But in the end, she looked at her daughter, she didn't remember anybody. But she'd hear my voice and she'd say, "Oh, Noreen, oh, I love you. Where are you? Where have you been?" And that little stinker, she loved me all along. But it came out when she was at the end stage, because she forgot that she didn't like me. So it was a great moment.
This is a song about one of the pivotal moments in the city of Jacksonville, Florida. And it was, at the time, it was just a drinking village with a fishing problem. And the gentleman, Jim Corbett, had just beaten John L. Sullivan in the World Championship. And they wanted a place to have. Charles Mitchell from England said, "There's no way. I'll kick your butt." So they wanted to find a place, and they decided on Jacksonville, Florida. Now, this was taken right from some of the diaries of the people who lived through this. And we're talking about the 1890s. There was drinking, there was swearing, there was even card playing, and Satan walked the streets of our town. There were ladies of the night, man, it was quite a sight, the day Jim Corbett came to town. And the year in 93, our town slept quietly. We had no idea it was about to go down. See, promoters were looking for a place to have a prize fight. They put Jacksonville clearly in their sights. Now, gentleman Jim Corbett beat John L. the year before. And England's Chad Charlie Mitchell, he wanted a shot. Both fighters were in their prime. They'd drop a man at the turn of a dime. Both were ready and raring to go. There was drinking, there was swearing, there was even card playing. And Satan walked the streets of our town. There were ladies of the night. Man, it was quite a sight the day Jim Corbett came to town. Now, the Duval County Sheriff, Napoleon Broward was his name. He said, this fight is not going to take place. He said, I'll jail and fine them all. I'll drag their ass to City Hall. And Corbett Mitchell, they came anyway. There was drinking, there was swearing, there was even card playing. And Satan walked the streets of our town. There were ladies of the night. Man, it was quite a sight the day Jim Corbett came to town. Let's hear from the band. Now, tempers flared and martial law was declared, and the Gate City Rifle Company come out and took charge. See, they were rakes and ramblers, sportsmen and gamblers. They filled every saloon and bar. Now, right up to that January day, the governor had tried every which way to keep this all from coming to pass. But the call went out across the land saying, boys, it's time to lay your money down. There was drinking, there was swearing, there was even card playing, and Satan walked the streets of our town. There were ladies of the night, man, it was quite a sight the day Jim Corbett came to town. Well, after all the sleepless nights and the many court fights, Corbett and Mitchell, they finally squared off. Well, the first round was a draw, but in the second one people saw, Corbett knocked Mitchell to the ground. Now, the people all could tell that Mitchell was groggy as hell. Still, he put up his gloves to fight. But with a right to the contender's nose, well, he fell hard, don't you know? That was the end of that fight. Oh, man. There was drinking, there was swearing, there was even card playing, and Satan walked the streets of our town. There were ladies of the night, man, it was quite a sight the day Jim Corbett came to town. There was drinking, there was swearing, there was even card playing, and Satan walked the streets of our town. There were ladies of the night, man, it was quite a sight the day Jim Corbett came to town. The day Jim Corbett came to town. The day Jim Corbett came to town.
What great visuals. Those great visuals.
It's a true story, and it was like Muhammad Ali, the Thriller in Manila. It was imagine something like that happening in Venice, you know, and it was just they were swamped with people, and there were, you know, gamblers and hookers everywhere, you know, and they were like, where did all these people come from? What's going on? And they fought in a cow pasture, in a livery cow pasture, and yeah, it was over in one round.
Oh, wow.
He knocked him out in one round, so it was an interesting story. And I got the whole idea from a book by a fellow by the name of Patterson, and he was a writer for the Miami Herald, and his assignment was to take a month and then come up every day to come up with some snippet of Florida history, and he wrote so much. There was so much that he had like 4 volumes. and I have every volume, and it's so much. That between that and the
That's some
internet
good
is
stuff.
fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was wondering like how you heard about that.
Yeah, it was like I say, I took the idea, what he did, and then I looked it up on the internet, and I was like, holy crap, this is wild, man. This is really wild.
When did you write that song?
Or just a couple of years ago.
Okay, cool. So a newer one.
Yeah, kind of a newer one.
Yeah. Awesome. Did you have any questions for James? Did you have any questions for her?
Oh,
No,
well, I was talking to James earlier, and James and I met soon after Vinny and I moved to Florida, and we did a lot of the Florida folk together and Sarasota folk and all
That's
that
true.
stuff. And several years later, several years later, James posted on his timeline, on Facebook, that he had writer's block. I remember it. And he said, I can't think of anything to write. And I know he didn't need any songwriting lessons, but I do teach it at festivals and stuff. So I contacted him on Facebook in front of God and everybody, and I said, well, here's 5 totally unrelated subjects. Try to put all 5 of those, if you can, into a song and report back to me. Because, when in songwriting, you either write because you're inspired and write what you feel, but you also can write if they tell you what they want. If somebody says, I want the song to be about this little girl who falls in love with a frog, blah, 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 you have to be able to write that song in any beat, whatever they tell you. So anyway, I gave him those 5 subjects, and I know he probably doesn't have that song anymore, but he did come back about a week. It was so quick. He came back, and he put it on Facebook, and it was there. I was looking for it the other day, see if I could find it in my timeline at all. But it was astounding, and that's when I said, now there's a songwriter, because I gave you totally unrelated subjects, and you put them together.
I
You know?
almost forgot about it, and then you remind us, yes.
Yes,
I
he
remember
remembered. He goes, oh, yeah, that's that one.
That was
but-
fun.
Yeah, and then he said, thank you, I'm off and running again. So, anyway, cool.
I think, are we going to take a break?
Take
Is
a
that what
break so you can guys get some more wine and stuff.
Yeah.
and-
The more
Yeah.
you drink, the better we sound. That's
All right, everybody, we'll take about a 10-minute break here. If you need to use the restroom or stop by the bar, and we will resume shortly.
Doug, can I unplug my Git fiddle?
So speaking of songwriting, I don't know if I'm going to do this or not, but this song, Prophet's Kiss, I can do it from start to finish no problem, but at the end I always have this other part in my head. And last night, the words came to me. I kind of already had some of the words, and so I've got it like this, so I might have to look at, take that out and put it right there.
that's fine. Yeah, if you want to use my stand, sure.
Whatever, but it's like they're thinking, no, don't do it. Just finish doing the song. But
Well, sometimes it's exciting to do something that is like,
scary.
yeah, it adds a bit of excitement. Like even if it's a good song, if you've done it like 100 times, it loses that thing. You kind of lose that
I always
additional.
think about, wow, the Rolling Stones are still out there touring.
I mean, I was saying, what else are they gonna do? It probably keeps them in shape.
It's like that ukulele song. I don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Because I wrote it back in 2012.
Yeah.
And I don't really do it anymore.
Yeah.
But everybody else is new to them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And they hear it, oh, they want it, and I go to a festival, yeah, it's in the ukulele, and I'm like, what do I have to do? Do I have to take up one of my song spots with that one?
Yeah.
But, because you keep growing,
Yeah.
and you're like Alzheimer's too, you're evolving, and you're.
Yeah, and like if they yeah, you gotta get people what they want.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's kind of crazy, but,
I'm gonna run to the restroom
Cool.
real quick and
yep.
back on up.
I don't know if I can get down from here very much, but.
glad you liked it. I still have to hear you guys do.
All right, everybody. We're going to get started again. Once again, want to thank you for coming out tonight to our singer-songwriter series. A reminder to check out wslr.org for all our other upcoming events. So without further ado, you can go ahead and get your next rounds. Gather up, and I think let's welcome back to the Fogartyville stage, Gene, James, and Noreen.
Side.
Much easier. Oh, goodness, yes. We have to choose our battles.
Who wants to play next?
I have that one.
Okay.
I think,
You're next?
yeah. Oh, well, no, you didn't
I've
play.
actually done two. He just did, I think, a third one, so I was going to do
Okay,
one.
yeah, sure. That's fair.
Cool. And, okay, I don't know if that's going to stay on through the whole song. All righty. And if I chicken out at the end, I won't do that part. So. So this song is called Our First Kiss. And I wrote this in 2018, but I always had this ending that I wanted to have on it. And all through the years, I've never actually recorded it. We have like a semi-recording of it at home on the computer, but we never put it out because I always wanted to finish that last different segue of this song. So I, yesterday, instead of getting to Chuck and Virginia's yesterday, I called her up about 7:30, 8 o'clock, and I said, I've been busy with the cat, this, that, and the other, and working on the festival that we're running and stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I finished a song from 2018. So I'm going to do the song. If I chicken out at the end, I won't do the segue. But if it doesn't go, disappear on me, I'll try to do the last part here. Okay? Who am I? Who are you? Seems we're defined by things and things that we do. Who are we? Is this us? Life knocks us down until we can't get up. And the bills and the cars and the kids and the stars seem to line up just to take us apart. And the house and the jobs and the car and the... Oh my God. I can't think about that. See, that just and the house and the jobs and the, make us doubt all our love till everything we say comes out wrong. If we remember in a moment like this, take it back before it all went amiss. Then who we are, we're our first kiss. Remember who we are. We were young, you were shy. You took my hand, I saw the look in your eyes. You leaned in, your lips touched mine. I knew I'd love you till the end of time. The bills and the cars and the kids and the stars seem to line up just to take us apart. And the house and the job makes us doubt all our love, till everything we say comes out wrong. If we remember in a moment like this, take it back before it all went amiss. And who we are, we're our first kiss. Remember who we are. I remember when you said you loved me then, that we would never part. Love me with all your heart. Let's go back again to where it all began. Let's make a brand new start. Remember who we are. Remember who we are. Who am I? Who are you? Remember who we are. Sorry about the. I was looking down at that and I got lost.
I'm glad you did that part. I like that
You
part.
like that new
Yeah, it
part?
was
You
nice.
like
It
that?
was
I
a
remember
very-
when? You like the end?
It was
Okay.
great. Yeah, it was awesome. So you wrote that in 2018?
I wrote it in 2018 and I wrote that part last night. So I thought songwriting, you know.
Is about anyone in particular, or?
Yeah, well, I was asked, I was telling Lori and Beverly and Sheila. She's not there for me to say, okay. I was telling them that in 2018, I was in the hospital with, pneumonia. It was like influenza B or whatever it was. And this housekeeper came into the room. Her name was Maria. And I said, could you help me get some water? And she said, oh, no, I'm just the housekeeper. So I gave her a whole lecture on that, because no one is just anything. And I told her how proud that she should be of the vocation, the job that she was doing, because it's an important job. So she lifted up. You could see her shoulders went back a little bit more. And she went and got the nurse. The nurse came in, gave me the water, and I thanked the nurse. Nurse mentioned, we're going to try and get you out here by your anniversary. And she said, what is this? Like, I think it was the 40th or something. And so I said, yeah, I hope so. I don't want to spend my anniversary in here. So the nurse left, and Maria, who was, she spoke broken English. And so she said, how? And she went like this, how? And I didn't know if she was asking how I got the cold or what. And then she pointed to her ring. She goes, how? How? And she went like that. I said, oh, how did I stay married so long? And she, yes. And I said, well, and I told her a couple of wise little things about compromising. Yeah, there is compromise. You put the flip top cap toothpaste in the bathroom, because he's never going to keep the lid on, and it's always gone, and then the toothpaste gets hard. And so you buy the flip top, and he's still not going to close it, but at least you can time it. He's done. Walk in and just close it, because it's all about how you feel about the toothpaste. He doesn't care, But that's a compromise, and it's a lot of little compromises, right? And then I said, the other thing is when you are young, you're brave, you're heroic. That's who you really are. And I said, and when the houses and the jobs and the kids and the broken down cars and, corporate takeovers and all this stuff happens in your life, and all this stuff's coming at you from the outside, the two of you can got, that friction. It's just like, oh, it's like there's a fight. But if one of you can remember in the midst of that trauma that you're experiencing, for life, if you can step back and one of you say, this isn't who we are. Remember our first kiss? That's who we are, because honestly, That's the bravest moment in your relationship, not when you get asked to be married and all that. The very first kiss in that relationship, that's the bravest moment. And so it took me a couple of weeks, and that kept mulling in my head. Wait a minute, I just told her this. I've never thought about that, never wrote about it. I've only told a couple of people that idea of, go back to your first kiss. Vinny knew about it because I would say, this is not who we are. Go back. Remember that first kiss? Ooh, that was a kiss, And literally my toes curled when he kissed me. He waited 3 months of dating and being a friend before he kissed me. So it was like, it was like, he kissed me. But I wrote that song in 2018. And last year when my husband was in and out of the hospital with the cancer, he has passed away. This is my first performance without him. But so when he was in the hospital, she come walking into the room, and I recognized her right away. And I said, Maria? And she said, yes, and I reminded her, I said, I was the one you asked how long, the marriage, how I made it. This is him. And she was like, oh, and then I told her, because of you, I wrote a very beautiful song, and I sang it to her. And of course, she was crying, and she hugged me, and she said, so beautiful. And I said, well, Maria, you inspired it. So that's where that came from.
Awesome.
That's how sometimes writing is inspirational.
Awesome. You got another tune?
Yeah, we are on that line. Let's see. Let's just.
Fancy foot pedals.
Yes. Thank you. This born and raised in Louisville, Kentucky, and they have those days where in the fall before the snow hits and the skies turn a gunmetal gray and it's kind of chilly. Raining in Cambridge, there's a chill in the air. Sky's been gray since September, and it's so gloomy everywhere. After all this time, it's never far from my mind. Words were said and doors were slammed, and we left it all behind. Left here now, I could beat that summer rain. If I knocked upon your door, would you take me back again? Maybe in the spring, neath the shade of the trees so cool, we could sit and talk a while like normal people do. Maybe we could find a place where our hearts could meet again. Try it all just one more time. Maybe in the spring. Well, I have a letter that I've written many times. Between the words I ask myself why I left you behind. But I always throw it away because it scares me so. Am I afraid of what you'd say or what I know? If I left here now, I could beat that summer rain. If I knocked upon your door, would you take me back again? Maybe in the spring, 'neath the shade of the trees so cool. We could sit and talk a while like normal people do. Maybe we could find a place where our hearts could meet again. Try it all just one more time, maybe in the spring. Wish I had a crystal ball to show me what to do. If this was meant to be, then why am I so blue? I wish I was an eagle. Wish I was a train. But wishes don't get you nothing. They'll just drive you insane. If I left here now, I could beat that summer rain. If I knocked upon your door, would you take me back again? Maybe in the spring, beneath the shade of the trees so cool. We could sit and talk a while like normal people do. Maybe we could find a place where our hearts could meet again. Try it all just one more time, maybe in the spring. Maybe in the spring.
Nice.
You made me think about that. I haven't played that in a while.
So, what's that song?
Well, when I was in grade school and high school, I right now I'm 6'2" and 260 pounds. When I was in grade school, I was 300 pounds and very thick Coke bottle glasses, and I was in love with anything that moved as far as girls went. And they would not give me the time of day, you know. And some guy I remember, this. What it was is they had a mixer, and I was gonna take this girl. I asked her to the mixer, and she said yes. And I was like, whoa, this is insane. So I cut my hair and I just dressed up. I was ridiculous. I think I still have a picture of it back then, but you know. And when I got there, and we hung out. And it was when you remember those we're talking with the band's terrible. The girls sit on one side, the boys sit on the other side, even if they came together, and then they go out and slow dance, and then that was it, you know. And but I went and danced with her and stuff like that, and we were over there talking, and she gave me a kiss. A little peck on the cheek, not on the lips. Lord have mercy. And as I turned around, and one of her girlfriends said, "You kissed him?" You know, and she says, "Yeah." I said, "I'll kiss a pig if need be. I need a ride home."
Oh.
And I thought, you know, and so that hung with me for years and years and years, and I tried to get back in touch with her just to say hi and let her know that I'd written a song about that, but she's long gone somewhere in eastern Kentucky, from what I understand. So that's pretty much it. That's a true story.
Cool. Nice. That's awesome. Sounded really good. Do you got another song?
Oh, yeah. I got lots.
Yeah. I know you guys do.
Okay, so I have a lot of profound songs. I have songs about war, songs about love, songs about houses and stuff. But of all the profound songs I've ever written, this is the one that Chuck always insists that I do whenever he is present when I play music. So this is a song about a song that didn't exist, that there's a true story song, that the guy who made all of the best steel guitars in the country happened to live in the San Jose area. And every weekend he would come in to our band and he'd say, it was country rock band, he'd say, "Do you know that horse don't kick? Do you know that song?" I said, "No, is that a song?" "No, it's just funny." And then, "Do you know that dog don't bite?" Yeah, go away. But one night he came in and asked for a title, and my eyes lit up, and I said, "Has anybody ever written that?" And he goes, "Well, no, it's a silly statement, you're supposed to laugh, And I said, "So nobody's written this?" And he says, "Well, no, why would they? They would be sad and bad." I said, "You come back next weekend. I'm going to write that song." He goes, "I don't know if the Cowboys are going to like it." So this is a song about a song that didn't exist. And this is one of those 3-chord wonders with a little thrown in. Okay. The other night, the band laughed almost all night long, 'cause a funny little man requested silly songs. But the best one that he asked for wasn't written yet, and on its title we did make a bet. He said no one can write it 'cause it was too sad, and though the title sounded funny, well, it could end up bad. But I'm not one to back down from a challenge or a dare, so I sat down and wrote about this pair. Here goes. It's so lonesome in this saddle since my horse died. I sit here all day long and think of him, how he used to take me down to all those honky-tonks on Main Street, and together we could drink a trough of gin. He'd wait there all night long for hardly no hay. Then he'd take me back on home, sometimes the wrong way. He'd stumble and he'd hiccup, then he'd just stand there and sway to some old honky-tonkin' song that I would play. Boo-hoo, how I missed him, boo-hoo, how I missed him. So I took him to the taxidermist just the other day. Boo-hoo, now he's standing, boo-hoo, in my kitchen. But I don't see how I can go on this way. So I went back to the stores out there on Main Street, and I bought some things I thought would do us right, like some staples and some crazy glue, an outboard and some kid skates too, and I stayed busy working through the night. Now it's not lonesome in this saddle since my horse died. A little help. Really more. When I get to feeling bad, I plug 'em in. We go rolling down on Main Street with propellers and some kids' skates, and it doesn't cost as much now for the gin. No, it doesn't cost as much now for the gin. That was written in the 80s.
That was written in the 80s?
Yeah, remember, I'm old.
Yeah, I wasn't writing songs in the 80s. Do you got another song?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
always got one.
I like it. Ooh, I was going to say you haven't brought that out yet.
The in 1863, when the Unions were surrounding Richmond and they're getting ready to charge into the city, the Confederate government left, and there was, of course, there was Jeff Davis and all the other people, and one of them was a fellow by the name of Judah P. Benjamin, and Judah P. Benjamin was the Secretary of the Treasury, and Judah P. Benjamin was also a very notorious thief. He got thrown out of Harvard and Yale for stealing from his roommates. So somehow he wound up being the Secretary of State of the Southern Confederacy. So when this happened, he took all the gold and sewed it into the hem of his coat. And he knew fluent French. So he grows a beard while the Union's slowly getting towards the thing. And he just slips out with some guy that was in like a general fellow with civilian clothes. Anyway, so they make their way down to Florida. And up here, how many people have been to Gamble Mansion? Okay, they mix at the Gamble Mansion. Now the owners are not there; they took off, but the place is filled with Union patrols at the time. So what he's trying to do is make it down to Bemini. Makes it from Bemini, he can talk French, and he can wind up in England or France. But he's got to make it there first. So he's just telling people, whatever French he's doing. So. I'm playing this the old way. Judah Benjamin was a Secretary of State of the Southern Confederacy. When the cause it was no more, Judah ran away to the sea, brave boys. Judah ran away to the sea. Farewell, old Jeff Davis. Farewell to Bobby Lee. Farewell to the stars and the bars, brave boys. I'm off to Bemini. I'm off to Bemini. His way to the Gamble Mansion up near Manatee. Hopped on a horse and he rode to the Gulf, and he waited by the sea, brave boys. And he waited by the sea. Farewell, old Jeff Davis. Farewell to Bobby Lee. Farewell to the stars and the bars, brave boys. I'm off to Bemini. I'm off to Bemini. Oh. Stood there at the shore, met Captain Triska there. They hopped aboard a smuggler's coat, made away. Hopped aboard a smuggler's boat, made away without a care, brave boys. Made away without a care. Farewell, old Jeff Davis. Farewell to Bobby Lee. Farewell to the stars and the bars, brave boys. I'm off to Bemini. I'm off to Bemini. For 23 days and 23 nights made it through that old blockade. And there upon a sunny day pulled into Bemini Bay, brave boys. Pulled into Bemini Bay. Farewell, old Jeff Davis. Farewell to Bobby Lee. Farewell to the stars and the bars, brave boys. I'm off to Bemini. I'm off to Bemini. Now this is a story of Judah, the Southern Confederacy. With the help of a few brave men, he bravely ran away. He bravely ran away. Farewell, old Jeff Davis. Farewell to Bobby Lee. Farewell to the stars and the bars, brave boys. I'm off to Bemini. I'm off to Bemini. This is a Bowron, and I am a very avid, insane Irish and Scottish music fan. And you either use your knuckles, which is the old way, or you use this. That's kind of like that, and then you use the different tippers and stuff. I always wanted to do that because I'll take this to the schools.
Oh, nice.
And I'll play the song about Judah Benjamin. And I'll play this, and they'll go, how'd you do that? Whoa, that's intense, man. You know, so yeah.
Cool. What inspired you to use that for that song?
Well, I couldn't find my guitar wouldn't work. It didn't work anywhere. It just sounded too yucky, and then my banjo didn't seem to be working too well. So I thought, well, I started to write sea shanties at the time. I wrote about Brennan's 44, the guys are down at Fort Taylor down in Key West. That's another whole story anyway. But I just started playing with that, and I started going to some of these sessions. And then when I came home, I sat on the back porch and closed the door so my wife could watch the view. And I sat there, started playing, and the birds didn't seem to mind it, or the neighbors, so I just kept it on.
Nice. Awesome. Cool. That's awesome. Yeah, it's just an interesting concept to just use the bodhran and sing like that. It's kinda cool,
It's fun. It really opens up a whole new thing.
Yeah, that sounded awesome. Cool. Is there a recording of that or no?
Not yet. That's what I have all intention of doing over the March and April and May and June, because I am retiring from work on February 3rd.
Ooh, yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you. After 19 and a half years of putting up with 7th and 8th graders, I am ready for nice and quiet and talking to people with a half a brain. So I'm happy. I'm looking forward to that. Okay, man.
Do you teach?
No, I wish I would be honored. I would be honored and to be a teacher. I am a security aide, and I also take care of the auditorium. So whenever there's a lecture, a meeting, a play, any kind of jazz band, a rock band, anyone that comes through, we're going to have I'm the guy they come to, and to make it all work. And so after 19 years of that, I've had enough. So thank you very much.
I can imagine. What do you got for us?
All right, well, this one I wrote right down here. It was on Bradenton Beach. And I was walking along, and it was just one of those days when there was more shells than sand. And I was looking at the shells, and I actually knelt down and put my hands through the shells, and then this Dylan-esque thought came to my head, and I thought, this is going to be us. It was like there was a war going on again, over in the East. And I just, at the time, I just felt like, and all over America, kids and gangs and having the no more moral compass of that, just they're growing up on video games and becoming anesthetized to taking a life. So, we're teaching them by having all this kind of go steal a car, shoot people. It's, and my peacemonger in me kind of looked at those shells, and this song came from that. So it's called Shells on the Sand. As I walked along the beach, I thought about the plight of man, and it made me cry to think of everyone who's died, and every war in every land. It's been going since the dawn of time, and it blows my mind to think that we haven't got it yet. We haven't got a clue. We fight with no regret. It's what we're taught to do, and every soul of every man who's ever held a gun or raised his hand to fight again are lying like these shells on the sand. Empty shells on the sand. Broken shells on the sand. And as I walked along the shore, I saw the waves bring many more, and I knelt to pray, but I didn't know what words to say. I raised my eyes and stared for miles at broken shells like broken lives, and I realized that we're running out of time. We haven't got it yet, we haven't got a clue. We fight with no regret, it's what we're taught to do. And every soul of every man who's ever died by gun or died by hand, no matter when, are lying like these shells on the sand. Empty shells on the sand, broken shells on the sand. We trade blood for oil, we trade oil for guns, we trade guns for soil, and it goes on and on. And I'm just one voice you may not hear, but if you do, I hope your heart will change. 'Cause if it stays the same, then we're all shells on the sand. Empty shells on the sand, broken shells on the sand. Sing it with me, broken shells. Broken shells on the sand. Sing it. Broken shells on the sand. Broken shells on the sand. One more time. Broken shells on the sand. I've learned to sing it without crying.
Do we have any more tunes?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's. I want to make sure
I
everybody
don't
gets
get-
to.
What about
That's-
you?
It's just my
Anymore?
it's my MO.
No, like that. You guys, it's you guys. I'm good.
Let me see. I'll do. This is a song about open mics. And open mics, it's true. You know, we're on Kumquat, so if you don't go down here to the library. Now, before the library was there, it was a strip mall, and it had a Emphasis Coffee Cafe. And Emphasis Coffee Cafe, they had it was the people who worked it were people from the art college, and they didn't want to work, so they would sit there and they would do everything they could to give you service, right? And I could tell some strange stories, but I'm not going to go into any of that crazy. But you would start up on this end of the road here on the main street. And there was like 5 or 6 open mics, and each one of them was different. You walk into one, and you'll be playing rock and roll, and people are going, yeah, woo, you know. And then you go to another one, and people are going, oh, that's cool, man. You know, right from one extreme to the other. And you know, another one where was a place called the New York Deli, and there's so much barbecue sauce got spilled on the ground that when you walked in, your feet would go. Yeah. But down here was the open mic that to me came out the most insane. But so this is a song about open mics, and it's almost got kind of a rap thing in there, and so not a lot of the folks folky goes go ooh. Ooh. Out on the corner as the cars drift by, you tell yourself you did all right. Words they fell upon deaf ears amidst the chatter and the smoke and the beer. Seems like you've been here before, stranded on this foreign shore. So you do your best, but no one cares. Your gift is met with empty stares. So you pack your case and walk away without as much a word to say. And you still play on, crying the night when no one's around. Keep turning that sadness upside down, and you still play on, and you still play on. Well, it's only 3 chords and it ain't no sweat. The words keep coming and you're not done yet. So you polish it up, you sing it to yourself, you laugh a little and you put it on the shelf. Seems like you've been here before, stranded on this foreign shore, and you still play on, crying the night when no one's around. Keep turning that sadness upside down, and you still play on, and you still play on. There's a moral to the story somewhere around here. Where it is, well, it just ain't clear, 'cause you always kept guessing. No matter what you do, you gotta keep it fresh and you gotta keep it new. Seems like you've been here before, stranded on this foreign shore, and you still play on, crying the night when no one's around. Keep turning that sadness upside down, and you still play on, and you still play on, and you still play on.
All right, I'm going to do one more for you. I know you're all over Christmas, but you know, I wrote this one for Christmas. It's a Christmas lullaby. It's called "Soft Is the Night," and you know, sometimes as a songwriter, you write songs and you really dig them. You know, like, oh, that's a good one. And then sometimes you fall in love with a song. And it took me 2 years to sing this one without crying through it, because it was, for me, it was so beautiful. And it's about a mother and a child. Okay? Christmas lights are glowing on the snow that's falling. Soft is the night. I watch you sleeping. Your smile says you're dreaming. Soft is the night. Tomorrow there'll be noise and joy, laughter, food, and many toys. Bells will be ringing. But tonight there is a hush, a pause before the ensuing rush. The snow is gleaming. La la this night, this Christmas Eve. I'm thankful you can still believe. I hope your dreams are sweet, full of love that brings you peace. As I hold you near to me, precious child, slumbering. Christmas lights are glowing on the snow that's falling. Soft is the night, soft is the night.
So, what inspired you to write that Christmas song?
Huh?
What inspired you to write that?
I was just remembering when I was living up in Washington. I moved from California up to Washington State, and just loved when the snow would fall. It was up on a big, tall hill up in Federal Way, and the snow would come down, and it would just pile all the way up to the window. And so I would pull the curtains back and sit by the fire, drink my tea, read a book, and I don't know, just watching the snow. I would. My kids were all in college at the time, but I was remembering back.
Nice.
And thinking about, you know, the times when we would spend Christmas up in Reno and stuff, and the snow would be falling, and yeah,
Nice.
so
That's nice.
that's a memory.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming out here tonight and being an awesome audience. It's always nice to have people to actually play for, especially on a Monday. I just it brings
you.
back.
Thank you.
I have traumatic memories of playing Gator Club on Tuesdays with my band, and in September you're just playing to the wall, and it's just so it's nice to actually on a Monday have a nice crowd here and stuff. So I really think, and I really appreciate the two of you guys being available and stuff. I really just enjoy listening to your guys' music and to hear you perform. Like I don't, I feel like I can continue to listen to like I feel like you hear some people and it's like, okay, that's good, okay, and after 3 songs I'm like, I kind of want to like, I'm good.
Shoot myself. No.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go that far, but like, but with you guys, like, it's just like, man, this sounds like I can just keep listening to this. It sounds good. So I just want to, and thanks to Fogartyville for hosting us and for having us. This is an awesome
And great,
stage.
great
awesome
sound man. Thank you, sound man.
Yes, to the sound man, Doug.
Thanks, Doug.
Doug.
Appreciate it,
Thank
buddy.
you so much. Awesome. I think we're good. Does anybody have any questions?
Questions?
Do they have any questions?
Oh, just wanted to let you know, just a little extra info. I will be doing a show this Saturday at the UU Church in Venice at the Edmondson Road with be me and Zach Regan and St. David Fowler.
Okay.
And then in May, and then in February, I'll be over at the Shuck and Ale. So if you get a chance, stop on by. I'd love to see a friendly face. It would be wonderful.
And do you have some merch?
I have this over here. I'm trying to get with the 21st century. It's called a QR code. So you can either tip me at that, and if you do, take one of the bands, and it has my website on it, and then it has just a nice little thing. It says Unity, Justice, Peace.
Nice.
And
Cool.
it's a nice little thought. So
Do you have any merch?
I will next month. I'm doing a couple of shows, and one of them is in Nashville in April. I'm running a festival in Dunedin, Florida at the end of March, a ukulele festival with an international artist coming in. It's pretty cool. And I actually have different kind of merch. I have all my music on, like I have music on SoundCloud and YouTube under my name, Noreen Mungo, Norine Mungo, Mungo, like Mungo Jerry. Yeah, remember we started with that.
In the summertime.
And in the summertime. But yeah, so that I'm trying to figure out, nobody has CDs anymore. So I used to sell CDs, and no cars have the CD players anymore or anything. So I've been looking into thumb drives. So I'm trying to put my music on a thumb drive so you can put it into your car, put it on your computer, right? He said keeping with the modern times. But I like the QR code idea too. That's a good idea. I think I got to get one of those so I can direct you to the site and all. But that's it.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you all so much. And I really appreciate you guys being an awesome audience. And yeah, hopefully we'll do it again sometime.
I have one last thing to say.
Oh.
One last thing to say. Amongst you here is the grand dame of Florida folk, Miss Jean Hewitt. And it was such a thrill for her to come out tonight with Jan, and also I really appreciate you being here, even if you did come for James. No,
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
just
you,
saying,
Jan.
I really appreciate that. They let me know they were coming, and I was like doing cartwheels. That's hard at 71.
Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you very much.
I can plug.
Are we safe? Yep.